G'day everybody, welcome to Zombie Bites Everything. Got some GDA today, a little bit different. I needed something I could play mostly one-handed, so it'll be GDA. I'm on light duties today when it comes to gaming. Comes to anything, really. I accidentally cut open 2 of my fingers yesterday when I was working on the scrap. I had to go to the hospital, get stitches and shit. So now I got me index finger and me middle finger straight out in like a plaster wrap with a bracey thing around the joint area, stopping me from being able to move my fingers. So I can't use a controller properly. But enough about my problems. How's everybody else doing? This is not a natural position for my hand, I can tell you that much. It made sleeping very awkward. I got my controller sitting on the bench and I'm trying to use my right hand to steer myself. And normally I don't. Aye! Oh, this is going to be... I can use my thumb. It's if I hold the controller like that. Right, I'm trying to figure out how I can hold the controller to where I can... I didn't want to be trying to do this on DayZ. I did a little bit yesterday when I got home from the hospital. I tried on DayZ a little bit.
How can I be of help today?
And it did not go
I'll
good.
have our most conscientious housekeeper sent up right away.
My character's alive, but yeah, no. So I'd have a tetanus and that as well. Tetanus shot. I had one within 8 years, within 10 years, but apparently you still should get one. I end up getting way more than I fucking need because I injure myself all the time. Thumb keeps slipping off because I can't keep my hand in it. Ah, man, this is awkward. I don't mean to sound like I'm bitching about it, but this is bloody awkward. Well, we got $7 million. We can have a bit of fun. Come on, spin you bastard. Hey, Phoenix, how you going? Hope you're doing alright. Excuse me. At least I can play this and I don't have to worry about being shot at or anything like that. Means I should be able to drive pretty easy because all I have to do is steer, right? So I should be able to do that. My left hand, I don't have the use of my index finger, my ring finger, my middle finger at the moment. They're bandaged up, so I've got the use of my thumb, and my my ring finger and my little finger already don't work on my left hand. I don't have any gripping strength in them at all. So, yeah, I'm basically playing with a left thumb on my left hand. But I've seen people play with way less. I've seen people play with their feet, using their feet on a controller. So I'm not gonna complain about it, I guess. Oh no, I just cut myself working on some scrap yesterday. I sliced through me. I did a major slice on me. Well, it was a deep slice on me index finger, but I missed everything vital. So I didn't do any damage to ligaments, nerves, or whatever. Anything I got in my finger there, I didn't damage anything to damage my finger. And the middle finger was... It was a superficial cut, but it had stopped bleeding by the time I got to the hospital. The index finger was just pissing out blood by the time I got there. By the time I seen the triage nurse, she opened up the bandages, had a look, it started pissing blood. By an hour later, by the time I got to see the surgeon, he opened up the dressing and it was still pissing blood. So, yeah, just a stupid moment. I didn't put my gloves on. There's no guarantee it would have protected my hand, but I might not have got as deep a cut. You know, at the moment, I cut it so deep at the moment, the two fingers, they got cut deep enough that I need to keep them straight for the next several days. I'm not allowed to bend them at all. I'm not allowed to move them. I mean, that's a standard practice when you get stitches anyway, so no biggie. Just an annoying because part of your body's kind of immobilized without your choice. You're not choosing to. And it's just immobilized, and it's the equivalent of having a stick attached to the back of your jacket. You know it's there, but you can't do nothing about it. You can't remove it. You can't bend it and move it out the way and manipulate it. It has to be awkward. When you walk in a door, you go to grab something, when I go to grab a door handle, they're stiff. I'm just lucky it's my left hand though. But my left hand has copped a lot of shit in its life. When I fell through the plate glass window, I used my left hand to brace myself. That went through first and that got majorly sliced up. That's why I don't have use of me index finger and me little finger on my left hand, because that did do some major damage. That whole time I spent with my arm bandaged up for months, and the surgeries I had to have, it was just, my arm took a lot, and it just, even though I was right-handed, my left hand being bandaged and my arm being bandaged, I didn't realise how much I relied on my left hand. It's like, people ask you, what are you, right-handed or left-handed? You go right-handed or left-handed or ambidextrous. And I'd always say right-handed, and I never realised, I use my left hand just as much as I do my right. It's just not the first hand choice for grabbing something. That's it. And I can't write well with it, but I use it just as much, and I didn't realise that I wasn't respecting my left hand as much. Respect the other body parts, guys. Anyway, I didn't do anything out of the ordinary to try and, highlight my left hand any better. And, over the years it's gotten, on the work side, I got stabbed with a Stanley blade opening up a package right in my bicep. And then yesterday, another Stanley blade, fucking Stanley blades, another Stanley blade, I was cutting some copper wire open, the cover off this thick copper wire, and it rolled, and as it rolled, my hand went the wrong way, and I managed to slice open 2 fingers. So, yeah, no biggie though. Can't write with your left hand at all. Nah, Topeka can. Yeah, my my forearm, the knife edge of my forearm, and the knife edge of my hand. I have no sensation in those, like the sensation from my elbow all the way up to my fingertips and to my ring finger and my pinky. No matter where I lean on something, it feels like I'm leaning on an ice block. And the problem is, I could lean on a hot stove and it would still feel like I'm leaning on an ice block. That's why I don't care when people go, "You're shit at games." It's like, yeah, no, you're right. I am shit at games. I got a couple of things working against me, but yeah, you're right. I am shit. My eyesight's bad. I had a bullet go off when I was young, and it burnt the retina of the eye. The flash of the gunpowder, because it was so close in the heat, and that it burnt the retina of my eye. So it wasn't like a lead projectile hit me eye. It was just the bullet going off, the flash. It burnt the retina of my eye. So my right eye, blind. I can only see shapes and shadows. Left hand, fucked. Right leg, fucked. I ripped it open when I was 12 years old with a go-kart. And mother of the year I had didn't bother to take me to a doctor's or anything like that. And I couldn't get to one on my own, so that ended up healing up on its own. And of course, it didn't heal right. So, yeah, body's been put through the ringer. But it's still kicking. Yes, it'll be annoying for the next week or so, all stitched up and shit with my hands. But I'll be right. There'll be a person out there who's lost both his legs to a train accident and had to wait hours for help. And he's thinking, I wish I only had a cut like that on my finger. So I got nothing really I've got nothing to complain about or anything like that. I'm not complaining or anything like that. I'm just letting everybody know that I'm going to be shit at the. If I'm, I'll be playing slow because my hands lame at the moment. Hopefully it'll be back to normal soon, and people out there got it worse than me. That's for sure. Oh, I didn't want that. It's an open wheel. Oh, well, too bad. I've got a free iPad here at the moment. If you've got anything Premiere and I can come along and watch it. Let's have a look and see what's happening. Keith uploaded a short. I'll watch that later. Oh, I missed this one because I was passed out on pain meds, so I'll watch this. There's one ad down. And the start of guys, I'm having a monologue. Final Fantasy 14. 6 minutes 47 seconds. Alright. Yeah, I'm watching your Final Fantasy. I'm going to be honest, I'm more got it in the background because I'm sorry, I just can't get into Final Fantasy. It's just not my game. I can't get into it. But I'll play it. I'll play it. I'll watch when your premieres and that. I'll watch your videos and that. But I don't know nothing about. I couldn't talk to you about Final Fantasy. So For anybody out there, if you see me watching your videos or watching your stream, there's a good chance I might not be paying attention for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not familiar with the storyline and or not interested in the storyline. But that's okay. I'm there for you guys. You know, I'm not there necessarily for the storyline. I'm there for you guys. And the other thing is, I might not pay attention just because I might want to play the game myself and don't want any spoilers. So where I do watch the videos, I'm not able to be quizzed on. So what do you think of my video at this particular moment at 10 minutes? I wouldn't be able to tell you. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I'll be doing my own thing, collecting my own footage or collaborating with someone or doing my own thing. So, you know, I'll be dead set focused on my game and not really paying attention. Like, I've got it up at the moment to where I can hear it a bit. That's only because it's not loud enough to really cause any copy claim issues or anything like that. And I'm not playing DayZ where I have to worry about every sound. Sometimes I'll be playing DayZ, I'll have people's streams playing in the background. I won't actually be watching it. I won't even be listening because I can't have it. So I'm going to play a game. Like if Hilda plays Dead by Daylight, I can't listen to her. It's not because she's loud and talks and that or anything like that. That's fine. That's not the issue. I can determine that's a human voice. Sometimes she plays on a stage that has zombies, and zombies in her game will go, ah. And then I start looking around in DayZ thinking, where's that zombie? And then I realise 5 minutes later, after wasting my time, oh, that's in her game, not mine. Got it. So I'll turn the games down sometimes. Most of the time on the weekends, I try not to stream too much on the weekends because that's when the grandkids don't have school and that, you know. They've got more time to do things in the backyard like melt metals down and stuff like that. But I always try to catch up on stuff that I might have missed. So for that 48 hours, I got one iPad just playing through different videos. And I try to give each person at least between an hour if I can. A little bit longer if their video goes for a little bit longer, and you know. Your ones are good. I normally leave yours for when I go to sleep. Because they're like 9 hours. So like they can be long ones. So I can chuck them on and the chances are they'll be finished by the time I get up in the morning. So they're good. Out of all the videos I watch, I more try and pay attention to what the host is saying. Like how the host is talking with chat and all that sort of stuff. I pay attention to chat. I don't care. Like I pay attention to chat only like in the, I mean that in the most simplest of meanings. I mean you know, I'll have a look at chat every now and then and check to see if anybody said hello, check to see if anyone's come in that I need to say hello to. You know, I do that sort of stuff. I try to comment on any videos I watch. I very rarely comment on live streams though, because I'm normally there in the live stream. So good I don't have to use the left buttons except for the stick, which I can use my thumb for. because I'm driving, I don't have to use L2 for pulling my gun up to look down my gun. And as for brake, well, I've got mine set for the handbrakes on the either R1 or X button. I've got mine set for X, so that's all on the right side. I don't have to hit the L2 for brake. I'll just grind around the walls like that. Yeah, and I finally fixed my PC mic so I can do commentary on recording. Oh yeah, cool. If I ever needed to do that, and I have done it. Ah shit, we're going off the edge? No. I have had to do it in the past. I've just recorded myself on my iPad and then sent the footage over, the audio over, and just laid it over the top, line it up. My issue is I very rarely record anything with no voice. I normally always have my voice in there or a microphone when I'm getting footage. That's why I have everybody's turned down low on the weekends and that, and I'm not really paying attention because I'll have access to me mic. And I got myself, people might see it when I'm streaming, they might see that I'll be talkative and all that sort of stuff while jogging, and then I'll pause for a second, and then I'll start talking again. And that's not necessarily like a speech pattern or anything like that. That's more of a, I'm being aware that I'm leaving blank space in between to capture game footage. So that if I use any of the footage, I have a moment that's clear with no talking. So then I know, I can cut here and edit here, add vocals here if I need to. And you'll see it when I'm playing a game and I get into intense moments, I'll become quiet. It's not so much because I'm focusing, it's more because I'm allowing myself to have the game file sounds, and not have me talking. So if I need to do a commentary over it, I can put my sound over it without it interfering with the sound of the game. If I'm talking over the top of the good sound, I'll have to mute myself so I can say what I need to, and bang, there goes the audio for the game. I don't like losing the audio for the game. Too hard to try and put another audio over the top to match and mimic the game. So I try making these mental notes as I'm playing. Very hard to do when you got people in the background sometimes, because you'll go quiet for a second and then all of a sudden you'll hear someone in the background, "Oh, fuck off, cat, why'd you walk in front of me? That nearly stood on you," or something like that. Some random ass shit. "Yeah, hi, is this number 7? That's number 4, mate." "Oh, you sure it's not number 7? "Pretty sure, I've lived here so long, man." "What's I say? It's a 4 on the front, isn't it?" "Yeah." "Well, what do you think?" "My power of deduction, mate. What do you think? If it's not 7, it doesn't look like the same picture on your fucking box there, does it?" You know, so but I always have my mic on because I never know. I'll be going through my footage sometime and I'll be like, "Yeah, why did I say that?" That's funny. So I leave the mic open just so I can catch anything I might say. But do you ever forget you're not streaming? Like you'll be sitting there with a headset on and all of a sudden you'll start going, "Yeah, so today we're going to be going and getting some stuff. Going to be looking for some nails, going to get some hammers, might depopulate a forest and fill up the..." Oh shit, I'm not live. Who am I talking to? Damn it. That was the most clearest and precise I was ever was when I in my stream. I wasn't even streaming. I do that all the time. Yeah. I mean, I'm very, very good at multitasking, but only certain things. You know, there are certain jobs I cannot. If I'm doing that job, it's like, no, I got to focus 100% on that job. I can't do anything else. Like, I can play a video game, look down at my screen, look over, okay, I've seen that your video's just finished. I'll leave a comment. I did leave a comment saying watching now. Okay. Done. Moving on. See, I'm not fighting anything at the moment either. There's nothing really intensely happening at the game. Sometimes when I'll go out to the kitchen, I'll say, just making a, be right back, getting a coffee, and I'll go get a coffee, and I'll be in the kitchen and I'll do a couple of dishes while I'm waiting for the water to boil. Well, it won't be for the next couple of days anyway. Ah, shit. Oh, I pushed the controller on the desk then to get the brake to hit. Oh, we didn't do one. We didn't pit him once. Yeah, same with me. But at the same time, you're probably in the same boat as me on thinking this as well. At the same time, I don't care if no one understands it. I'm not going to change. It's like, nah, well, you know, I don't care. There might be people out there that think that you need to put more effort in, or why you even bother watching if you're not talking, or, you know, you're supposed to enjoy things. Like I've said to people, I don't listen to the gameplay that you're playing because I'm not a fan of that particular game. And they've like snapped back, well, I don't like all the games you play either. It's like, whoa, no, what, you misinterpret. I wasn't, you know, it's like, that's not what I meant. It's okay, I don't like the game. I'm here for you, though. I don't like the game, but I'm here for you. And people take it the wrong way. Well, if you don't like the game, you mustn't like me. It's like type of attitude. Same type of kid that got pissed off because their scoop of ice cream was fucking bigger than smaller than yours or something in high school or school or whatever. Those type of people. I just don't care about those type. There's only a handful of people. Like, I generally give a shit. Like, I care about how people's lives are going in the sense of, is your life going good enough to where you're comfortable and happy with it at the moment? Yes. Awesome. You know, there are a few people out there that I actually care deeper than that, where I'm like, you know, how's everything holding up for you? Because I know that they've got some struggles in their life, and things have happened in their life that's put certain plans on the back burner, and so they feel like they've had a step backwards in their life. You know, I care about that sort of stuff as well, but you know, I don't generally care too much about the what people think in chats and stuff like that. I always assume to myself, everyone's just trying to be funny, zombie. If you don't get it, just move on and go, that was a joke. I guess I didn't understand that one. Moving on. Don't think too much about it. I tried to continue myself into new communities in depth, a basic explanation of shit. And if I don't understand, I usually go, I don't know. Fair enough. 'Cause, 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 'c And the reason why I generally don't care too much, or why I don't worry about certain things too much. Like, I don't worry about... I see people fretting and getting upset and worry about how many people come into their streams and stuff like that. I don't get worried by that sort of stuff. Only because, to me, YouTube is a hobby. Number one priority for me is family. Not every single member of my family, but the most intimate members of my family. My children, my wife, my grandkids. Those immediate members of the family are the ones that I care about the most. And this might sound selfish, but if other people aren't them, then you're not in the top priority list. If you're not part of that family, you're not in that top priority list. Now, this doesn't mean I don't care about humans, but what I would suspect and hope for is that every single person has that exact same mental mindset, that YouTube is a hobby and family comes first. And because I believe that about myself, and I believe it about everybody else that has a family, I always say to myself, there's no need to worry about whether people come in or not, because people have lives that exist outside of YouTube. So it's okay. And I have that same thing when people like yourself just lurking. No worries, I totally get it. You got a brood of bloody children at your house, bloody pets, and other stuff going on. Life's hectic. You barely get any time to, I don't know, if you had, see, that's why you're born a female, and you should be happy, because if you were born a man, you wouldn't even have time to scratch your balls. No, I've seen people reinvent their channels because they thought it must have been the way their channel was, and that's why they weren't getting followers. And sometimes it's just like, no, I mean, I know there are certain times of the day I'll stream, or certain times of the night I'll stream. I'll get less viewers, but that's because I know it's daytime where those normal viewers are, and they're at work. They're doing normal life stuff, and I totally get it, and I understand it. That's why I try to do a stream, early in my morning and in the evening, so I can sort of put something out in both time zones. And I average out a decent amount over the two streams. It's fine. That's because people got lives and stuff, and it's a good thing. It's like, no, it couldn't make YouTube a living. I could never make YouTube a living, because right now I'm not able to be at full capacity because I cut myself in my own. If I made YouTube my living, then my life has to be a hobby. That means I cut myself from my hobby, and I can't work for YouTube. Nah, I like the other way around. YouTube's a hobby, and I cut myself doing something for the house. It's a worthy cut. I don't know if any of that makes sense. Maybe this is just the painkillers talking. Maybe I shouldn't have been streaming. But I'm pretty sure there's some nuggets of gold in there somewhere. You get the gist of what I'm saying. Alright, that switches on to someone else's stuff. What else did you have yesterday, Phoenix? Did you only have the one video? What else? I'll make sure this notify me of Elder Scroll. Okay. It's another game I'm not 100% familiar with. Don't know a lot about that one. Let's find something with a decent length of time. Resident Evil Hardcore, not for kids. Road to 200, 2 hours 20 minutes. Like. Watching Now, I hadn't seen this one. Oh wow, that one's old as fuck. Yeah, it says 2 years ago. You're actually talking in it. I remember Resident Evil 2 and 1 on the PlayStation, number 2 on PlayStation 2, I think it was. That's it. Oh, and Code Veronica X or whatever it is. And there was a survival one where it was like a rail shooter. That was pretty cool. Those ones I remember. Well, number 3 I never played. Number 4 on that. All the others I never played. I started losing interest. They started getting a bit wacky for me. So now I just watch other people play them rather than play them myself. I ain't spending the money on them, but I'll watch others because I'm still interested in Resident Evil. I mean, hello, zombies. No, that's all right. Oh, okay. Fridays, your live streams. Cool. On Tuesdays, I normally do a members only stream. Do you do members only streams? Members only streams. The members get to be a little bit more more freaks than they already are. Their freak flag flies a bit better in members only. The chat's a bit more. The chat's a bit more freer, if that makes any more sense. It's a bit more, you know. It's a different type of chat. It changes, in a good way. In a good way. It's because those people, everyone that's a member, have chosen to be there because they've chosen to be a member. So, it's interesting. I do. I definitely recommend doing at least one a month. At least one a month. A members only, like designate a day or a night or something for a members only chat. You know, a couple hours. You know, play whatever shitty game. You know, do a throwback game. Have a particular game that's just. I've been trying to find a particular game that can actually let the people that are members come in and play as well, like that Jackbox or something. I've been thinking like something like that. I find the members only streams are a good show out. Okay, my boost is enabled. Oh shit, 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 shit. I think I figured out the controls. How to hold them to where I can sort of play the game. I'm not as fast as I'd normally be. Okay, so here's a couple of things, a couple of heads up about members only. Can't get my Streamlabs to work or my Nightbot and that to work when there's a members only. That's it. That's the only heads up I got. For some reason, I just can't get the Streamlabs and that to work. I try to drop people's links in the members only and play the games, but no, it won't let me. Streamlabs goes sort of like doesn't work with members only. I don't know if that's for everyone. But yeah, heads up on that. Dealing with cigarette withdrawals. Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too. You know, to be able to deal with a chat and talk to other people and stuff, you need to be able to, I don't know how they put it, be on. And sometimes it's really hard to be on when you do suffer with cravings or withdrawals or something like that. And it's like, do I talk to people and be a shitty person because I'm going through withdrawals because I'm trying to make my life better? Or do I just avoid that and come back better? You know, and it's hard. Yeah, well, I mean, when you do a members only, just get them to test your bots out, see if they work. I was trying to get the thing to do my heist, and it wouldn't do the heist. It wouldn't do the gamble, wouldn't do the slots. I couldn't drop the links that I normally do, exclamation point and the fire emoji. I wouldn't have been able to drop. I can't drop links. So yeah, just get your members to check it out. Give you feedback on it. I don't know how to fix it though. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix it. And if you, for any chance, get the same issue and you figure out how to fix it, let us know. That's what it's about, isn't it? Help each other out and, you know, help each other figure out how everything works. As I'd be lost if it wasn't for you guys. I watch some of the things you guys do, not just you, but other people like Criminal and that, and I think, okay. Discord is like this. Alright. There's that. There's that button that does that. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Sweet. I'll learn a little bit every day. Yeah. Constant stress is a bitch. Stress is evil. And it's very easy for people to say don't stress over stuff. But it's very hard to shut the brain down and say don't think about something. Normally when you say don't think about something, it's all you can think about. I find the best way to take care of stress doesn't always work for me, and there's definitely not always an option for other people, but trying to change what you're doing. Trying your best to be able to do something different. The old take your mind off it by doing something different. Yeah, it can work if you can find something. I've been to funerals and then an hour later laughing my fucking head off at jokes. You know? Disappointment. Yeah. You'll push through it. Try to tell yourself that that's the only the stressfulest things you've ever dealt with so far. Right? Try telling yourself that this is nothing compared to what stress could be. Like, I don't know if this is going to work, but sometimes when I'm really stressed, I try to think of the most outrageous, impossible scenario that would be worse. And then I think, if that was to fucking happen, that'd be way worse. You know, like, oh my God, I didn't get enough money this week. How am I going to be able to pay the bills? You know? Alright, so what else? Wanted out, and I thought my hands were like normal hands, and I went to do what I normally did and knocked my controller flying and disconnected my headset. Anyway, you know, what would be something that you could add that would be more stressful? Okay, I can't pay the bills, and someone superglued my vagina shut or my pee hole shut. Now I'm stressed out because I can't go for a piss. I fucked the bills. I couldn't give a shit about the bills. I'm worried that my knob is going to swell up and pop and explode and look like a joke cigar that's just gone bang. Now I'm stressed about that. And the chance of that happening is impossible because I wouldn't let anyone go near my dick with super glue. You know? Like if you're in a car accident and you're worried, oh my God, my insurance, what am I going to do? My premiums are going to go up. Take a look at the cars around you. Is everyone alive? Right. Now you're still worried about your premiums? Yeah? Cool. Now picture every single one of them dead and you standing in front of a judge having to go to serve time for the life you've taken. That's stressful. If everyone's alive and walking, you don't have that stress. It's okay. It'll be fine. And no matter how much you try to tell someone it's okay, it'll be fine, it's very hard for anybody to, in the moment, understand that it will be fine. I've gone through stress and I've come out the other side. You know? But sometimes just add the most stressful thing on top that you possibly can, to just try and jolt you into reality, to remind you it's okay. It's okay. You're not alone. Everybody faces stress. We all face it in different ways. Sally's stressed she might not get her promotion at work. She doesn't get her promotion at work. She can't get Billy, her autistic kid, you know, the help he needs that can actually make it so then he can function in school better, to where he can get an education that's at least substandard. You know, Johnny's worried that his girlfriend is pregnant and her family might not like the fact that Johnny works for the city emptying trash cans, you know, and might think he's not good enough for the family. Jim's worried he might get cut from the football team because he's worried that, you know, he hasn't really been performing, but that's only because he's stressed at home because his dad's left his mum and his mum's just found out she's got breast cancer. So everybody has stress. The best I think we can do is try to not make it as stressful, try to not impact stress on other people when they're already going through it. When you know, try and be more mindful and aware that other people have got shit going on too. That's why I never get mad if people don't turn up in me streams. People got shit going on. I feel even better when someone says to me, sorry I missed your stream. I had a day off and me and the kids decided to go fishing. Awesome. you did something that's actually an awesome memory as opposed to, you know, something that's horrible. It's way better than, sorry, I missed your stream, Nana passed away in the hospital. Yeah, that's depressing. You know, now everybody's thinking about their nans. If someone tells you that there's, you know, they had free time and they got to do something, you know, cool with their family or something, or even they got to hang out with some friends they haven't seen for years, it reminds us of those moments that we did that, you know, or we've had that done with us. And in that moment of stress, we get that little bit of respite to say that everything's going to be okay. Yeah, he made her die from around the world choking on a bong. My job here is done. And everybody has their own coping mechanisms for dealing with stress. And everybody looks at other people's ideas and think they're either the best ideas or the worst ideas to deal with stress. I smoke weed to deal with stress. Well, you're just a pothead, you know. Try just being out in nature and you know, you're just breathing in the cool air and, oh, fuck off. Let me have my weed. You do you. I'll do me. As long as we both get to the same end and are happy at the end, what does it fucking matter? No different than going to the shops. I can walk to the shops, I can drive to the shops. What does it matter how I get there? I still get to the shops. Look, I had a rough childhood growing up. Not as bad as others. There people had way worse than me. But it was pretty rough for myself. And kids, had them young. So always had kids. And always feels like a struggle. But then once they leave home, and I know this is a lot to bank on, but once they left home, things got a little bit easier. Once they became adults and left home, your care and your worry about them doesn't go away, but you've done all you can. Right now, you're in protective mode because you have little ones around. You will always be in protective mode. But once they're not around, your protective mode will be more about your own self. You can focus on yourself a bit. Those things you didn't take care of that you were going to take care of, but you didn't because you needed to make sure the kids get taken care of first. I've had to have a couple of teeth removed as opposed to getting them fixed, because I'd rather make sure my kids got their teeth fixed than having them removed. You know what I mean? So now that they're all left home, I can now focus on some of those things that I let go on my own body to better my life. You know, I can fix up a couple of my teeth that I should have got fixed up years ago, that I didn't. That's about the only thing I can think of on myself. But, you know, things get easier. I know it sounds like an old cliche, but it does. For the first year or so when they move out of home, and you may end up with one moving back home. That'll happen. Hopefully it doesn't, but that'll happen. I've had two of mine move back. One of them has got her own place and everything like that, own family and that. And one's working her ass off, and I got one living at home now. And it gets way easier. The power bill goes down. Holy shit, the power bill goes down. The power bill, the gas bill, and the water bill all went down. That's one thing me and Topeka noticed. We're not spending as much money on power and that. That has become so easy to deal with. Compared to... Like, it's still a couple $100, don't get me wrong. It's still a decent... Like, it's not nothing to sneeze at. But when you're compared to having a full house of people... You know, food bill's gone down. Everything's gone down. We can afford to buy 2-ply toilet paper, Phoenix. 2-ply. We can have 2-ply. No more of that single-ply grease-proof paper shit. 2-ply. That only happened when the kids moved. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are lazy stoners. There's lazy speed freaks too. And heroin junkies. I mean, that's probably the part of the point with heroin. But anyway, there's lazy people that don't do any bloody type of drugs. Lazy alcoholics. Then there's high productive alcoholics and high functioning alcoholics and high functioning potheads and shit. Depends on the mind state of the person prior. That's a big factor. What's your youngest? What age is your youngest? Well, I'll give you an example. Things didn't start getting easier for me and Topeka until our youngest moved out, and she moved out when she was about 19. She's 21 now. And she'd moved out in and out. So when your youngest gets to about 19, 20, that's when things will start to get easier. So however long you got for that is roughly your struggle. And then things will start getting easier. Holy shit, 2-ply. Yeah, exactly. Can't. I couldn't brake in time. I can't reach that brake. I was going too fast. I totally forgot about the handbrake. Oh, I'm gonna have a drink. You find yourself youngest is almost 15, so you got at least 5 years. And the other things that get easier as well, imagine a world, Phoenix, imagine a world where when it comes time to making yourself something to eat, you only have to make something to eat when you feel hungry. When you feel hungry. And imagine that same world is a world where you only have to wash your own clothes and you only have to pick up after yourself. Imagine that world. Imagine how much freer your time is when they're the only things you have to take care of. Imagine being able to sit down on the toilet and not hear your name called throughout the house because a kid needs you for a dispute. That's what you're looking at as soon as they move out. And with those freedoms, there's a little bit ample time to be able to wrap your head around issues, and you realise certain stresses that you used to stress about, they're so easy to think about and get on top of when you don't have that draining of life force sucking you dry called children around you. Don't get me wrong, I love my kids and I'm sure everybody has beautiful children. Bullshit. But I'm sure everybody loves their kids. I'm not saying you don't love your children, but they are parasites that drain the life out of you. That is your job until they leave and go off and be parents themselves, and their kids drain the life out of them, and you get to sit back and go assholes. That's what you get. I remember when you did that to me. And it's not a negative thing about children. They become adults and they end up going through the same cycle, so it's like it's a cycle. But that's our job as humans. We're supposed to nourish our kids mentally and you know, I suppose physically with food and shit like that too. We're supposed to nourish their minds so then they can go out and breed and be successful humans. And we have to give of our bodies and ourselves to do that. Don't know why. Don't know what the fucking purpose is. Got no idea. This is what we do, isn't it? Certain people are obviously better at it than others. And I reckon if you did a decent enough job with your kids, then when they leave home, you know, they get their shit together enough to be able to survive, and that makes your life a lot easier. But it's just getting there. It's a struggle getting there. That's why some people run away from the job, you know. That's why there's always these mums and dads that abandon their children, because they cannot handle that stress. They cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. They cannot see that eventually it'll be over and you would have raised a human, and that's the price of raising a human and putting it out there into society. So then, and society will judge your little human you made. Oh, fuck, you know. Everybody does. Oh, everybody's got an opinion about Jeffrey Dahmer's parents. Come on. So you try to do the right thing, so then when people judge your little human you put out there, it's not all negative. And that takes more struggle and more sacrifice. It shouldn't, but it does. Because you keep on top of it to make sure you're like, no, don't fuck around, you stupid little human. Then the rules. You got to do it this way because there's laws. Don't be a dickhead, you know. Exactly. Then you get to laugh about it. There will come a time when you'll be able to sit there and you'll be talking with one of your kids and they'll be going through one of these struggles and you'll be able to go, oh, I remember when I had that same issue with your brother or your sister or, you know, or you know, at the hospital, 3 a.m. in the morning, you were puking in a bucket. You were like, 6 years old saying, I'm going to die, mummy. And I had to reassure you. We had to wait 6 hours for a doctor just to give you some medicine that I knew you didn't, you know, that was so easy. I could have got you, but I wanted to make sure you felt better. So I stressed out with you, young child, because you were too stupid to realise you're just sick because you ate too much chocolate. You know? Or you're 11 years old. Why do you have a crayon stuck in your ear? I use it to scratch my ear. Oh, for fuck's sake. Can't get it out. Gotta take it to the hospital and get it out. What the fuck's wrong with you? You're 11 years old, for fuck's sake. You know? Like, seriously, Topeka took me to the doctor, was stressed out about it yesterday. My first thought, she wanted to call an ambulance. I was like, don't call an ambulance. I didn't want to have an ambulance pull up at the front of the house just for 2 cuts on my finger. That felt a bit overkill. You know? Well, she was worried. She was worried for other reasons as well. For other medical reasons. And rightfully so, but the thing is like, if it was left to me, I would have just wrapped some bloody gauze over it and duct taped it. I would have just continued, like, felt a bit woozy like I did, and I would have just, you know, ended up feeling better, and I would have been fine. If it wasn't for Topeka, I wouldn't have got proper medical care, because I never was raised that way to get rushed to a hospital or a doctor or anything like that. You know, where Topeka was, if there's something wrong, you go to the doctor. She was raised that way, so I would have went the duct tape and that, but Topeka made sure I went to the hospital and, you know, got me looked after. So even though we're adults, I still provide enough stress to the relationship by getting myself injured doing stupid shit. She still has a child to look after, and it's me. G'day Keith, how you going, mate? I deal with, like, I don't like large groups of people. I don't like the shops. I don't go to shopping centres or malls, whatever you want to call them. I don't like going to them. However, I don't mind going to a concert. And even though there's a large group of people there at a concert, the difference is, in a shop, in a shopping centre, there's large groups of people, and I'm constantly moving from spot to spot. At a concert, there's a large group of people, but I'm stationary in one spot, being able to look at one space where I can focus on the band, you know, the stage itself. It's a different thing. But I don't like being around lots of people. That's only because I've met people. Alright? Like, I would like to meet every single person that I've met on YouTube. I would like to meet and shake the hands of every single one, say g'day to yous all. But I wouldn't want to drink with yous all. You know what I mean? There's some of yous I wouldn't mind sitting down having a beer with, but then there's a few people out there on YouTube I'm like, I don't want to ever be in a place where they're drinking or I'm drinking. Never, ever. Because I believe that we would probably bring the worst out in each other. You know? So I have my own idiosyncrasies that just make it so that I don't function well in society around people. But individuals, it's a different story. Individually, like chatting with people and that's a total different story. I'm comfortable with that. I'm just not comfortable with the other. That's why all my jobs, wherever I've worked, my most successful jobs and all that sort of stuff have always been in places where I'm in the background. I'm just doing my thing. You know, you leave me alone, I'm just doing my shit. I don't have to communicate with people. I'm just left alone. Hey, Topika. Kevin adds with his stubbornness, he gets the idea that he knows how to fix something and will not fucking listen about it till it blows up in his face every single time. Yeah, I have my moments where I'm like that, where I'm stubborn. But I'm sure your husband, Kevin is your husband, I take it. I'm sure Kevin, I'm pretty sure I've heard that before anyway. I'm pretty sure Kevin could say the same about you, that you're stubborn on certain subjects as well. He might not say it to your face though, because he fears you, and rightfully so. Maybe he does say it to your face, I don't know. Maybe he says it to your face in the middle of lovemaking to make it a bit more wild. You never know. I'm not judging, but no, I mean, it's like I've got no problem. Here's what I love about Topeka. Topeka will buy furniture or buy something, or something needs to be fixed in the house, plumbing wise, or you know, pictures need to be hung or something like that. Well, I bought tools in the beginning of the relationship. And when I pretty much said to Topeka, well, there they are. She told me about how when she was in high school, she passed woodwork by getting everybody else to do it for her. So I was like, alright, you got everybody else to do it for her. I'm not fucking doing shit for her. So Topeka's learned how to use all the tools and that herself, or I've said, no, this is how you use it. And I don't make Topeka do it. Topeka will just go off and she goes off and she just goes and builds it and fixes it herself. And I love that. I fucking love it. She does not need to rely on me to fix anything in the house. So I never have to worry about saying, oh, I'll fix this and then I have it blow up in my face, because I just let her do it. That's the thing. I'm not so pig-headed to where I go, she can't use tools, she's a woman. Little lady, she should be cooking cupcakes and making me a tea. Nah, fuck that. Learn how to use a drill. Get out of my life. Hey, guys, let your women know how to use the tools and shit like that. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You might be at work and she might go, I need shelves put up. Hubby won't let me use the tools. I'll hire a handyman. Yeah. Now you wish you let her use the tools. I prefer to talk to people in streams than I do face to face, because I'm a human being like everybody else's, and every now and then my BO and my body odour and my breath might not be pleasant, and every now and then everybody else's BO and breath might not be pleasant. So there's number one factor. Number two, my lungs and throat sort of don't like working around perfumes and aerosols. Some people like to wear it, some people don't. I could be around more people that don't wear aerosols and that than people that do wear deodorants and that. If they're wearing that sort of stuff, it chokes me out. So I have struggles breathing sometimes when I'm in the shops, especially going down certain aisles in the shop. As you might know what aisles they are. Detergent aisles and women's fragrant aisles. You know, so there's that as well. Me and Kevin are the same way. We teach each other things. When we... I get Topeka to come out and watch me when I'm doing the metal, when I'm melting the metal down. And I don't know whether she's learning what I'm doing or anything like that, or paying attention to anything I'm saying when I'm talking about what I'm doing. But I get her to come out there and watch just in case anything happens, because I'm prone to just collapsing and having like little mini seizures. So I get her to come out to watch me when I do that sort of stuff. And I like she knows how to turn everything off if it needs to be turned off, and she knows what tools I'm using and stuff like that. She's been watching what I'm doing, so she knows how to move everything if it needs to be moved in case of an emergency and all that sort of stuff. I mean, look, I do believe that women make better parents than men sometimes, naturally, but I don't think that a man can't be a decent parent either. I do believe that there are two different styles of parenting. There's a man parenting and a female parenting style. But I don't think they mean any. They don't. I do not believe in any way they mean that any male or female is lesser or more powerful and more alpha than the other in any way. I just believe that there's different versions of it, like the nurture side of it. Men have been, but I think that's probably been because men have been conditioned to be nurture is a weakness. You know, you don't nurture. You tell them to tough it up and rub some dirt in it, wrap it up with some toilet paper and duct tape. You'll be right. Where the nurture side of it says, no, I'll look after your boo. Let me look after it. So it depends too on what style you were raised, to how what you bring from that childhood you had into your raising of your children, and what you discard because you realise that was crazy, it didn't work, or you didn't like it. Or it's the best example I've got, best explanation I've got. Missed it. Gonna take me a couple laps to figure out how to hold it for this one. Oh shit, reverse. Oh, there we go. Yeah, same. You know, a lot of stuff I was taught. A lot of stuff when it comes to tools and like woodworking tools and shit like that. Okay, so the new washer machine and the new dryer, I don't know how to use those fuckers. But every other washer machine and dryer beforehand I've ever had, I've known how to use. Oh, Phoenix, speaking of things, knowing how to use things, here's something you might find funny. I was watching something on YouTube, and I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. And whether you like Jimmy Kimmel or not, that's not the point. There was a section where they went on the street and they asked people if they knew how to use a normal can opener. You know, the ones where you click them onto your can and you turn the handle and they wind around and the can opens up. You know those ones? I grew up using those things. I can use the military ones too, the little military fucking knife ones as well. I know how to open up with all can openers. But it was funny watching kids that were like 15 years old to 20 years old having no idea, because most of their cans are ring pulls, having no idea how to use a can opener. It was sad because there was one Australian chick there. I was thinking, come on. Not even one Aussie? One Aussie, she couldn't even fucking figure it out. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You're annoying, boy. If you got something interesting to say, no one's voice is annoying. It's not that bad. I've heard worse. I heard just one person's voice almost spat my drink out. I was like, is that for real voice? That's not a voice changer. That's a real voice. Oh my fucking hat. That's a real voice. She had a deep, deep, deep voice. She got mad. She was like, I was like, is that your real voice? And she's like, yes. I was like, you're not using the voice changer? No. It was like, very rude questions. I was like, listen, fella. I was only asking. Oh, in the game there. Yeah, every now and then I hear it. I don't hear it that much because I got a headset on, so it's not coming through. So the headset I've got, the microphone picks up every single sound, but it's not playing every sound that it picks up into my headset, so I don't hear what it hears. And the head shells that go over my ears, the ear shells, they're noise cancelling. So they cancel out all the noise on the outside. So I'm fully submerged into the game sound. All I hear is a game sound. I only know what I'm saying because I know what I'm saying, and I hear it through my own head. But other than that, I can't hear anything else other than game. I don't hear the... It's only when everything's quiet that I might faintly hear something. So you don't mind that your voice is coming through on my stream? I didn't know it was, but you don't mind? If you want, I can lower it down and so it doesn't come through. So what I'll do... Now, I'll try and get my iPad to work properly. No, that's not what I wanted. Pin. There we go. I'll pin your link. Anybody can hear any of the game audio in the background? That's from Phoenix. The link's at the top of the chat there. Go check it out. I'm watching a Resident Evil 3 hardcore, not for kids. Road to 200. I was 2 years old. It's not bad. So far, 51 minutes into it. This monster thing is trying to put something down her throat. She has that no means no look on her face. And now she's throwing up. Go through the gate. I'm waiting for it to go 8.5 minutes. So. She's calling out for zombies. Zombies. Looks like you're running for a cave system. But no, in Resident Evil, that could be the inside of another monster. Oh. As soon as you said you heard your voice, I was like, must be coming through. I didn't realise it was actually coming through. I knew the mic on this new Turtle Beach headset was good, but I didn't know it was that good.
No tentacles. Tentacles are bad.
I just heard you go, no tentacles. Tentacles are bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I don't want to do any more of these open wheel races, so I have to go free mode because it's not letting me. Come on.
Here we go. Alex to Freddy. Yes, I'm sure Alex would love the spiders. Don't want that. Yeah,
There we go.
he's streaming right now, so I'm sure that's where they are at. No! Motherfucker! Get away from me! Fucking assholes, go away! Anybody else? Heck yeah! Thank you, jerk! You guys rock the most, though! Mr. Freddy didn't like Friday the 13th. Ugh! No! Fucking hate Freddy. Freddy is like the worst fucking horror movie villain ever.
Okay.
I hate Freddy Krueger.
Trying to remember what I have to do.
Where did this? There we go.
No tentacles. Tentacles are bad. Let's go on in the book of quotes. The book of YouTube quotes from host. Yeah.
How you doing? Listen, I'm working on something interesting, I think, but...
Lester, yeah.
Anyway, I got a request through the ether, so to speak. Someone's...
I'm hanging up on you, Lester. You're rude. You asked me how I'm doing, and before I get to tell you that I cut two of my fingers open and I'm playing the game like shit, you cut me off by saying about a job that I'm never interested in. So, you know, fuck you. Ah.
Totally, you look great.
Yay.
Totally ditched this guy I just met.
Okay. Some spiders.
Haha, fuck you. I don't have a...
Oh, you know what it is, Trip. It's my troll. I don't give a shit.
Should have went into my casino and went to my table. I could sit there and play some games. That's what I'll do.
Oh, that's cool.
A reminder to our VIP members, take advantage of our luxury valet, limousine, and helicopter services.
One pint of that strong beer and you're in the woods. Nice to have you here, sir.
Oh, well, nice to be here. We're going to bet... What are we going to bet?
Your bet.
10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29,000 we're going to bet.
Oh my god, I love it.
29,000.
Heck yeah.
We'll put that down to 100 just so we don't accidentally spend any more.
Okay, bets are closed. Let's begin.
Can't shove it.
Landed on 8.
Hey, I won.
Another round.
Yeah, I got 8,000.
Time to send in your bets.
Let's bet. $8,000 on black.
Wow.
I do not promote gambling or anything like that. There, YouTube, you happy?
All bets are closed. It's time to play.
No kidding, 501, really?
Red 3.
Well,
Another.
nope. I know when I'm beat. I didn't lose 29,000. I made money back, but I lost 8,000. I'm walking away. I could have bet another 21,000 because I walked in without it. But no, that's what I do. Man, I don't normally hold a controller with my right hand to steer the left stick. You'd think it'd be easy. I can't steer the camera at the same time to make my walking more smooth, like I normally would. So it's all over the place. Penthouse X. That I can do. You just called Nemesis an asshole. I'm wondering if it's someone in the stream or if it's the actual Nemesis.
Tom Connors here.
I wasn't
How can I
looking
help
at
you,
the
sir?
time. Good idea. That's what I did in Resi Evil a lot. Saved as often as I could. I used to have to use those ribbons though, I'm pretty sure. You needed to find the ribbons to be able to save.
Still out there. Oh, no. Nemesis is way worse. With tentacles and shit. Go away, dude. Don't you got somebody else to troll? Come on, go away.
Hello, sir. How can I be of help today? Call back if you need something. Day or night?